The Philadelphia Flyers are getting involved in the 2025 college free agent class. It isn't the highest skilled crop of young players, but they are reportedly interested in 22-year-old Michigan State Spartan center Karsen Dorwart. According to Sportsnet's Elliot Friedman, in his 32 Thoughts blog from Thursday, he says, Michigan State is expected to be the number one seed in the upcoming NCAA tournament, of course. Karsen Dorwart, their second leading scorer, behind Tampa's Isaac Howard, nearly went to the Maple Leafs 1 year ago, but returned to school. Several teams suspect Philadelphia lusts after him, like an Angelo's cheesesteak. Cheesesteak puns aside, it is interesting that Dorwart almost joined and turned pro in the NHL with Toronto. And now a lot of teams are thinking that the Flyers are the front runners to get Dorwart services. But what kind of player is Dorwart? What kind of player should we expect that the Flyers get if they sign this 22-year-old? Going down his stat sheet, he's a 6'1" center, and he has been a mainstay in the Spartans' top six and has been scoring at a very decent clip throughout his 3 years of college hockey. First, 10 goals and 27 points in 38 games during his freshman year, 15 goals and 34 points in 38 games for his sophomore season, and this season right now has 11 goals and 27 points in 33 games. And by all accounts, Dorwart has been the heartbeat of Michigan State's offense for quite a while. Obviously, that dip in production is something that you don't want to see, but it is notable that he produced so highly at just 21 years of age as a sophomore. Now, instead of acting like we're college hockey scouts and watch Michigan State all the time and know Dorwart's game, we turn to elite prospects. They ranked Dorwart fourth among all free agents in this class, and then gives us a little snippet of his game. Dorwart is an offensive driver first and foremost in college, but his overall skill level may not enable him to keep that identity in the professional game. It may be his motor that gives him the most upside there, or the way he shadows opponents in the defensive zone and pushes them back off the rush by sprinting his routes. At the next level, he could become a dominant neutral zone player who fuels his team's rush offense and shuts down the opposition's. To get there, however, he will have to continue improving his skating mechanics and physical side, becoming a more efficient checker and transporter. Even further, looking down Elite Prospects page, there's an individual scouting report from the February 28th game against Notre Dame that Dorwart had. Karsen Dorwart never stops moving. One play blends into another. He protects and wins pucks on the wall and immediately springs to the net to become an option for a deflection or a one-timer. And he attacks at a fast pace in the neutral zone with multiple crossovers, but he's not only pacey, get ahead of the play attacker. In moments, he could slow down, attract defenders on himself, cut inside, and slip a pass behind the defensive line to a teammate sneaking in there. The playmaking game is not high end, but it's definitely above average, and the tools are good enough to carve out a career as an AHLer and a potential call-up. His biggest asset is motor. He should lean on that more next season. Of course, this doesn't mean that he's necessarily gifted a spot in the NHL. Like in that report, there's a floor of just a solid career professional hockey player above the level where he's playing right now. But like all college free agents, and especially it's the caveat of every college free agent you look at, you're not expecting a top six impact NHLer. You're expecting at the most someone who could play in the middle six and just be a solid contributor to a decent NHL team. Of course, the Flyers are looking for higher pace, and I think Dorwart really fits that bill. You can see the level of creativity that he has at the college level. You can see the speed he plays at and how that can translate to more of a bottom six role with the Flyers. Maybe he is just a Ryan Poehling replacement long-term, fourth-line center who could bring some speed and some scoring touch, maybe play on their second power play. But I think that's really his ceiling right now from everything that we've read and watched. He's an overall interesting player that the Flyers are potentially getting. He would give some jump to this prospect pool. He's 22, so he's not the youngest player available, or not the youngest player that the Flyers could have in their system, but he's still young enough where he could see a runway to a decent career. Now, what comes next? Will he join the Flyers immediately, or will he go down to the Lehigh Valley Phantoms on their playoff push as they continue down through the AHL regular season? It's probably the latter, but he's still providing that necessary speed and offense that we could really see the Flyers want to identify with at that next level as they take the next jump into this rebuild. As always, like and subscribe to Broad Street Hockey to stay up to date with everything going on. Just click that little button down below. It really helps us out, supports independent Flyers coverage, Flyers news, Flyers updates, a prospect analysis, little videos that we have here and there. We're on our way to 1,000 subscribers. We'd really appreciate it if you took us there. BSH forever.